Thank you so much for staying with us and welcome back from Hit or Miss. My name is Agi Owase and it's time for our views where we talk about real life conversations. And today we are talking about body language, which is one of the most important aspects of communication. Now, body language is a range of nonverbal signals that you can use to communicate your feelings or your emotions. Now, these include your posture, your facial expressions, and hand gestures, yes, and also your ability to understand and interpret other people. Body language is very important because you don't want to be in a position where you misinterpret what someone is communicating. You don't want to be that person. Well, there are 11 types of body languages, and one of them is facial expressions, like I mentioned earlier. There is body prosemics. There is gestures, there's ornaments, there's interest, there's eye gaze, there's pacifying, there's haptics, there's blocking, there's paralanguage, there's emblems as well. Those are the 11 types of body language. And also the emotions that your body language can actually express to someone out there. You can actually even be, whenever when you go for an interview, you have to be very keen on your body language because you don't want to be misinterpreted. When you meet someone for the first time, you have to be extremely conscious about your body language because you don't want to be misinterpreted as well. And also if you're going out on a date with someone, you have to be very careful about how you express yourself when it comes to your body language. Now, some of the emotions that can express your body language that your body language rather can express is happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, disgust, fear, confusion, excitement, desire, and contempt as well. And joining me at the center of this conversation are the ladies Sarah Apollo, Priva Elibers, and Shivan Auma. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So my first question is, are you the kind of person that uses body language intentionally or by default?
Yes.
No, you go first. Well, I think I have to say I'm one kind of person who, I don't know, what you see is what you get. Yes? Like, I think even before my mouth says it, my face has already communicated what it needs to communicate. So I'll definitely think, yes, I'm one person who is heavy on body language. I'll communicate whatever type of feeling that I feel via my face. I don't even have to speak. You will know it from my face that I'm either disgusted, I'm happy with you, or, you know, like I want nothing to do with you.
Okay, before we get to the other ladies, do you do that with everyone or particular people? Because I can imagine you might meet your boss, yes, and there's something that has put you off, but you will suppress your body language because you don't want to appear like that, you know, when it comes to your boss. But you're not going to put it out there that you're disgusted or very sad, right?
No, I think I'll put myself in a position where I have to communicate my dissatisfaction, why I'm not happy at the moment with my boss. If I would have a conversation with them,
so you wouldn't pretend.
I'm not going to suppress my feelings. My body language. I could be disgusted. Of course, I'm not going to show him that I'm disgusted or show her that I'm disgusted. But I'll still not be kicking with you and laughing with you when, you know, deep down
At kiki.
Yes, I'm not like, you know, happy with you. I don't think I would do that.
All right.
Yes.
93% of communication is non-verbal, and that is our body language. So sometimes you cannot intentionally control it, because we can all tell a fake smile or a non-genuine compliment, or how your eyes are shifting when you start lying. You get how your eyes start shifting, how you get nervous when you're speaking, or, you know, when you get to learn somebody, you're able to start telling you can tell when they're genuine, when they're honest, when they're afraid, when they're nervous, just by how they, you know, are, you know, conducting themselves or carrying themselves. So yeah, for me, body language is again, like I said, 93% of communication is non-verbal. So you just have to be attentive, because we can say that, oh yeah, I'm good at faking body language, but you cannot fake it. You really cannot, because there are people who can see right through your BS. Yes.
Shivana Uma.
Body language. Body language for me is something that I use all the time. First of all, it comes naturally. I don't think I would fake it. If I don't like something, or if I'm not amused, or if I'm not happy, it will show. Like if I'm moody, it will show. Even the way I walk will change. The way I eat will change. You'll even find the way I look at you will change. If my eyes are usually small, they will grow smaller. Like, so for me, body language is really that thing that helps me express myself without really having to talk. And for those
Verbally.
close to me,
Yeah.
when they see me express myself a certain way, then they're able to understand, okay, she's happy, okay, she needs this, okay, she's you know, just in her own mood. So it's very important.
Okay. I think I've mastered the art of suppressing my body language.
I don't think you have.
Okay, maybe not 100%, but I'm close. I'm almost
You're
there,
nearly
because
there.
here's the thing. Sometimes I could be sad, or maybe I don't even want to talk. Maybe I'm not in the mood, but I'll pretend about it. I'll speak and I'll smile, and you would never know what I am feeling inside of me. So that's what I'm saying.
But why?
Unless I really, I really want you to, like, if there are times when I don't care in that moment. I'm living in the moment, in my sad moment, and you have to see that I'm sad. Even, you know, my words have to express that I'm sad. But in some instances, you don't have to really put your body language out there. That's why I asked Priva, would you do that with your boss? Sometimes you can't do it because you're scared.
Scared of what? If you're scared of your boss, then there's a problem. That means that's a toxic working environment. Yes, you're supposed to respect your boss. What are you doing fearing them? That alone, that means there's a problem right there.
Yeah, but also I don't think I mean, Aggie, yes, you've mastered the art of suppressing.
Not
your-
100%, 80%.
Okay, kind of, when you were there,
Yeah.
but maybe 70.
Yeah,
70, yeah. I feel like still, even if you don't communicate, or even if you don't want to say anything in regard to that,
Yeah,
still
it will see it.
comes
in.
It shines through. Yes, you see, you can tell.
It shines through when I want it to.
No.
When I don't want it to, you
Again,
never
no,
know.
I
You
don't think
never
so.
know.
Several times, I'm personally, I'm able to read through your body language. Like
Because
the
I
time,
want you to.
I don't think so.
Yes, because I'm intentional about it.
We are psychologists in body
Sorry, you
language.
wanted to
We
say
study
something.
these things.
I don't think you can ever fake your body
Yeah.
language, because there are people who are very observative, okay? Especially when you have people who know you, your colleagues who know your pattern. When you walk into the place, they're like, good morning, everyone, hello. There's your tone, your speech, your facial expression. It's just that, and sometimes even people don't pick it, and people like to use the words, you're off today. You're like, what do you mean? No, I'm fine. You're like, no, you're off. Something is off. Something is not right. Like the pitch was not right. That good morning did not hit, you know, the pitch that you usually use every day. We can try so hard to fake our body language, but you can fake your words. That one you can fake your words properly, but your body language,
You can't
I
fake
don't
it.
think you
Give
can
you
hide
away.
it. I don't
No.
think you can. You can
You
also
can't.
tell when somebody is giving you a genuine compliment and when they are not.
But you can fake
Or when
it.
you can
a
a what?
compliment, eh?
A compliment.
So you can-
no,
on a
no,
second
body
thought,
language, you
on
can
a
fake
second
it.
thought,
You know-
you can fake body language.
Properly.
Now imagine you're before a panel, you're going for an interview, yes? But you want to come off as confident. But you don't have that confidence, but you have to fake it until you make it. So you're going to sit in that chair, you're going to sit upright, shoulders back, like however much is up.
Chances are, for how long will you fake it?
Until the interview
what
is
is
done.
that?
When you're done,
It's done. When you're done, you're like,
you can.
you even stand back in
Jesus,
your
yes.
chair and you're like, oh yes, this is done.
But
So I
anyway,
think you can fake it in
yeah,
some-
it's
You
very possible
can
to fake
speak
it.
with a confident voice. You can speak firmly or loudly. It's probably even how you speak every day, but how you are, it's those small things when you're jittering, you're, you know, playing with your fingers, or when you're over expressive, that is also a sign of being, you know, nervous. Some people tend to come off like really calm and poised and not are quite stiff. That could also mean something else. Some people could fold their arms. That also means, it means a lot of things. So you can go on to say all the right things, but if you're not maintaining eye contact, you're fidgeting with your fingers, you are switching your legs, or it can always tell. Especially,
You're going for an interview, it's 30 minutes, you know, you're supposed to be in a good, you know, sitting posture, you're
you
supposed
actually
to
can practice
become,
it.
yes, you can even practice this thing. I feel like you can fake it if you're
Until you
intentional.
make it.
And
Yeah.
But you
so
see,
anyway,
the panel
you get
you're
what you
sitting
want.
in front of are experts who have seen this happen many times. You're not the first
You
one.
can fake it.
You're not
Even
the
in our
first one.
interpersonal relationships.
Yeah.
you can actually
Just
fake
10
that one.
seconds.
Okay.
Just 10
But
seconds.
why would- why-
Let me tell you something, yeah? Back at Law Development Center, we used to do oral exams, and those oral exams would appear before a panel of about 4 lawyers. Very intimidating. These are people who have been in practice for so many years, but you appear before them, but you have to fake it. Like, that pressure is unprecedented. Like, you cannot even explain it, you cannot even measure up to anything of like what that pressure means being in front of that panel. But as a person, before you enter that examination room, you know, I have to, you know, get my stuff together, I have to get myself together, I have to fake it for those 5 minutes I'm going to be in that room. I have to make sure I'm on my A game, I stand properly, I speak properly, I, you know, think about my words before I actually, you know, say them, so that I do not mess up and, you know, not yeah.
There is something
Yes.
Aggie mentioned, and she said that could come in the aspect of interpersonal relationship. But why are you faking body language?
In our interpersonal relationship.
Yes, but why are you faking body language in interpersonal relationship? That means what are you even doing? That means you're literally.
Let me tell you, you find yourself in a listen.
For example, you have met up with Priva, or you have met up with me or with Sarah anywhere, and for some reason you're not happy to see them, and then you're faking your body language to show, oh, I'm excited to see you. Why do you have to?
I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell you. Much as it's a wrong thing to do, much as it's a wrong thing to do, because people
it is absolutely wrong. It makes you a fake person.
You find there's 3 people, right? And one person is friends with like the both of them, and the both of them are not, their acquaintances are not really friends. And then you meet out, and there's these ones who are not really
friends.
Not really friends, and just smile and then have. Yes, you do it. You do it. You do it. Yes, you do it. You are faking it. That is faking body language.
That is
You're
even
smiling.
so far an example.
Anyway,
how many women fake it in the bedroom?
Anyway,
Let's move on.
Body language.
Why do you think body language is important, and why we should be conscious about how we express, ourselves, non-verbally?
I think it helps us understand and decode what the other person is trying to communicate. And it's very unfortunate that not many people are keen to also study body language, because when somebody says, I love you, like, oh, he said he loves me, or she says she loves me. But how you're expressing it with your body, like for instance, are you saying, yeah, I love you, and you're turning your body away from them, then that is something that you need to be keen about. But it helps us, people who understand body language, it helps you understand whether this person is actually being truthful, honest, or sincere with their communication. It also helps you understand that it also helps you gauge if you and this person are really as close as you assume that you are. Because sometimes, like I say, people fake words. People say things they don't mean every day. But one thing that is really hard, and I still believe, is that you can't fake your body language. Like for instance, when somebody says, no, I'm not upset, but you're pouting, or you're looking the other way, or your eyes are sad, because our eyes speak quite a lot, then people just need to be keen. And when you understand the art of body language, then you'll be able to decipher a lot of fake communications and from honest ones.
Okay. Well, I think for me, the ability to actually understand people's body language will help you pick up on issues that you probably didn't know about, or even unresolved feelings between people. For example, if I have a friend of mine and maybe I'm trying to talk to them, but they're really showing me they're not even interested. I think that's a chance for me to pick up on, why is Siobhan acting the way she's acting? Why is, Sarah acting the way she's acting? Why is Uwase being like this? So it helps me to understand, okay, did I do something wrong? Is this something we can speak about? Is this something, we can iron out? Like, it helps you understand that you are not on good terms with this person. Otherwise, there's no reason as to why someone would have a weird body language when they are communicating with you, when there's no issue to begin with. There has to be an issue to begin with. So I feel like it helps you pick up on, those unresolved issues between different people.
The beauty about body language is that it can help you pick up on when someone is in danger. Let's look at a video that went viral. I think it was on TikTok, the girl that was saved because she was using, the hand gestures. But also women who are in very abusive relationships, the body language around their spouses will show you and be like, oh, she seems afraid of her husband. Why is she afraid of her husband? She seems like she's always in tension and very anxious and walking on eggshells. So I think understanding someone's body language could also help determine when they're in danger, when it's a cry out for help. Because for some people's body language, it's actually a cry that I need help, I need to get out of this situation. So it's very important to actually decode people's body languages and not take them for granted.
Also, it helps people read the room. Okay. There are some people who just don't know how to act in Rome when they're in Rome. You understand? You enter the room and it is, everybody's cheerful and whatnot, and then you're the one who brings in the bad news.
Bad vibes.
Don't do that, or vice versa. It also helps you to be able to gauge the atmosphere in the room. It also helps put you in check, because you know how to, behave in that accordingly in that moment or with that person.
Yes.
Because, for instance, the issue of sexual harassment. Okay, some men do not know how to read body language, a woman's body language. She doesn't want to be bothered. She's seated by herself, she's crossing, you know, her hands, or she's, you know, gesturing that she's closed off or not interested or whatnot. And then now you assume that it's a moment to hit on her. And then again, when she says, sometimes she's even very clear with like, I'm not interested, or she looks away, but you're insisting.
Okay, we'll get back to that, but these are some of the reasons why body language is very important. Just to add on to what the ladies have said now, body language can help you secretly know what someone is thinking. And then the other one is having your date never forget you and wanting more. You've ever been in a situation where you are talking to someone? This time I was talking to a certain gentleman, and he said there's a certain lady who until this day he thinks was the most charming lady he has ever met, and he wish he could meet that lady again because I think her body language, you know, sometimes a body language is deceptive, you know that? And that's why we talked about you can fake it, because you may not really like someone in a sense of I want to date you, right? Or I want a relationship with you. But your expressions in that moment, because you're faking it, because you're putting on a show, could signal or say something different to someone, and they might misinterpret exactly what you meant. Yes. And speaking of body language being deceptive, don't you think that body language sometimes is misleading? You gave an example of sexual harassment, because if you are in a position where you cannot express yourself verbally and you're using body language to communicate to someone, they may not really understand what you mean, and they may be misled.
I get that, and I totally understand that, but again, it goes back. We see with body language, it goes two ways, because even people, it has to be, I think, a life skill for people to have to understand. Just like how we have communication skills, I think they should include body language skills. You understand? Learn to read the room. It's very important. My last example last time, learn to read the room. If you walk in and you say good morning and I don't greet you, perhaps I'm not in the mood to talk to you, perhaps I dislike you, perhaps you're insignificant to me, so do not bring yourself to me. A lot of people don't get the point. When a man, we have seen instances, and body language does not lie, when a man approaches a woman and she's like, yeah, and he insists. How?
But
you see, that is your problem. That is you as the other person.
You smile that you pull out when you're in an uncomfortable position.
But it is. It is not confusing.
Now, where you can tell someone is not okay with
your
your
not
advances.
comfortable, because people who go on to insist, and again that example of people who sexually harass people may have an inferiority complex, may be misogynistic, may be sex offenders, you know, people who just love to harass other people, because there are people who do have these issues, these psychological issues. People who just do not understand people's boundaries and personal space. So it's important. I think this is a skill that needs to also be studied, or rather be taught, not studied, but taught alongside communication skills, because we only study verbal skills and not study non-verbal skills. So that has to also be included, so that people understand that I am welcome in this space and I'm not welcome in this place. And also another important thing is learn when to leave, know when to leave. You understand?
Okay, in the interest of time, I would honestly want us to go on with the conversation, because there's so much that we could cover on body language. But remember, you can continue the conversation on our socials, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at CTV Uganda. How well can individuals or people use their body language so that they are not misunderstood by who they are communicating to? That is all we had for you on this segment of Our Views. This is Sunrise at Sea. Don't blink.
Well, that's all we had for you today on this episode of Sunrise at Sea right here on CTV. I hope you had a wonderful time with us right here on the show. The ladies and I definitely did. We had great segments, the Twitter jabs. We also had Hit or Miss. And if you missed this segment, you can rewatch it on our YouTube channel. And that's at CTV Uganda. The weekend is here. There's so much enjoyment going to be happening over the weekend. So I hope that you enjoy responsibly, make wise choices, and we'll see you again on Monday next week. Same time, same place. That is from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. from the ladies and I. Be blessed, be kind, follow SOPs. Yes. Bye.